It's so nice. Aye. What time is it? 7 p.m. 7 p.m. and the water is still very warm. Ah, this is just wonderful. So peaceful, peaceful, quiet. Is your phone wet? Oh no. Hi, Alistair. Hope you well. This is a very rare live video. A very rare live video. But look at this. This evening we have the green lights. Because what we've realised is we have the lights on blue or white. We get so many mosquitoes flying around and coming in the pool. So I try to dim the lights or change the colour to either a green or a red or a purple, just to minimise the mosquitoes. Because as soon as we go to a blue light, surprise, surprise, we get mosquitoes. But when the lights soften, it seems to be okay. But anyway, we're still learning. It's only our first week in having a swimming pool. I don't want to know if that's private or not. Oh,
No, it's not.
it's not private.
No.
Yes, thank you. been our first week in the pool, so we're still learning about how to maintain and enjoy. My God, it's just so peaceful. All you can hear is the crickets, sometimes the odd dog barking, the cockerels, as we live approximately, oh, I don't know, maybe a 2 minute drive away from the main highway. So we're not on the highway. We are set back. So sometimes we can hear the traffic. Sometimes not. But this evening, depending on where the wind blows, so now I can hear a motorbike in the distance. It's not too noisy. Yeah, the mosquitoes, they're not a problem at all because I've realised when we have a bright blue or a white, that's when they appear. So when you change the light to a dimmer setting or red or a purple, we're okay. But it's a nice problem to have. Dare I say it? It's a nice problem to have dealing with mosquitoes. Don't you know if it's private or not? Or not?
It's not private.
When I said there was no noise, that's when the pig started in the next house. The timing. The pigs started to scream. But look at this, guys. Really, you wouldn't want to live like this. The Philippines. Um, Thankfully,
Yeah.
there are no more leaks. But what we've learned is approximately a swimming pool will lose up to an inch per day because of the evaporation. And I've learned to realize this is our water level, and below the skimmer is 1 inch. So we need to top up each day approximately 1 inch of water because of the evaporation, which I believe is normal because, and the reason why is because the pool is in the sun literally all day. So that way is east and that way is west. So the pool is in the sun literally all day. So I'm not surprised that we lose up to 1 inch of water each day because of evaporation. But that's only a small price to pay to enjoy this. Hello, Spot. Spot. Hello, Spot. Spot. Hello. He knows he's not allowed here. He can go the walk away, but that's it. So, yeah, we realised that having a pool is um, it's not hard to maintain, but it takes work. Because we live approximately by bus 9 hours north of Manila in the northern Philippines in Luzon. And because where we live, our temperature is extremely hot compared to the rest of the Philippines because of where we are. Um, we get a lot of rain, a lot of heat and sun. But one thing that I realized being in um, the province where we are, it's hotter in the daytime than Manila, but it's cooler on an evening. Not much, but it is cooler. So that, so when I check the water level every morning, that's why I'm not surprised that we lose about 1 inch or just less every day because, as I said, the pool is literally in the day in the sunlight all day. So yeah, it's very hot where we are in the northern Philippines. From January to May here, it's been extremely dry, which is very strange. And even though it rained yesterday, the water level didn't rise, even though it rained a lot yesterday. That just shows how hot and how much the water does evaporate up here in Luzon. So each day, I've realised now that we need to top up the water level to about an inch. But the temperature of the water is constant. It's warm, it's tepid. And also, what I realised here is that all that we need to do is make sure there's enough chlorine in the water to kill any bacteria, but also to keep the pump running for minimum 2-3 hours a day. And that way, we always have clear water. It doesn't seem cloudy now, but that's because of the green light. But when in the daytime, it's very, very clear. It's very clear. Yeah, the weather's been strange this year, not just in the Philippines, but all around the world. I mean, I can't believe what Nepal experienced in the past 2 days. Wow, it's just been crazy. hope you guys have settled now to the Philippines. Are you guys here now permanent, or do you go back to the US? Um, Alistair, there's literally no stress at all on the solar system because the reason why we upgraded the solar inverter to 8 kilowatts, and the reason why we did that is because I knew that the pump would use up to 1.5 kilowatts per hour. So we bought a new inverter, and now we have 8 kilowatts. And the old inverter, which wasn't old, only 2 years old, we sold that to the engineer that built the pool. So the difference in money was quite marginal. Um, so me being quite cautious, I just wanted to make sure that we had enough energy resources to run our normal um, appliances in the house, like the AC, the kettles, the rice cooker, the fans, TV, everything. Plus, the new pump could cope with the power. So we bought a new inverter, and I mean, I think the old inverter would have coped, but we had to be a bit careful about what we used regarding appliances. But again, me being cautious, I just thought it's best to upgrade the inverter to 8 kilowatts, and we can run the pump all day. We can have the AC going all day, the washing machine, the rice cookers, the fans, the TVs, and not worry about having no power.
Induction.
Yeah, so we have, yeah, I think we've got a nice setup because we have more than enough batteries to get us through um, the days we have no sunshine. So yeah, I'm glad you like the Philippines. Um, I mean, I've lived in, of course, the UK when I was born. I also lived in Dubai for 3 years. I lived in Istanbul in Turkey for 2 years. I travelled all around the world. But I found that the Philippines, for me, not just the country, but the Filipino people were just so nice, humble, respectful, courteous, and that's why I'm here with this gorgeous woman. Hi, Gina. Hi, Gina Ate. Hope you're well. So this is a very, very rare live. As you know, I don't do many live videos, but I thought whilst I was in the mood, to do a short live video. So yeah, I think the house now we're fairly. I think we're 90% there with the house. We need to do a new path from the gate. Oh, okay, Gina, it's raining. Yeah, yeah, same here. Yeah, yeah. When it rains here, it's very hard to hear. So yeah, I think only uh, maybe one or two more things to do with the house, and that's to make sure that the pathway from the gate to the house, um, looks okay. At the moment, it's just concrete, so we need to do some blocks on the pathway. But yeah, well, I I think we're almost there. I mean, there aren't many things to do. What I found in the Philippines, especially when you build a new house, you're always in maintenance mode. And even yesterday, I was painting this part of the house and also the new pump room. So there's always jobs to do in the Philippines, but it's not hard work. You going deeper? Just kick your legs. Yeah, kick, kick from the wall. Kick, kick backwards.
Thinking.
Yeah, so this is our first full week with a new swimming pool. We fixed a few problems. There are some grouting issues that we need to do still. The grouting is not perfect, but I can do that. That's good. Yeah, the people here are so nice. I've experienced many cultures around the world when I worked for Pirelli tires. So many cultures. Alistair, I know. I mean, we did. The funny thing is, or was, we didn't plan for the excavator, um, because here in the Philippines they normally dig the pool by hand, and I was and I was thinking that they would dig the pool and it would take maybe 1 week. But then when I heard the noise of the excavator, I, I thought that was the farm next door because we have a farm next door to us, and I thought it was the farm doing some I don't know, harvesting. Anyway, when I saw the when I saw the excavator arrive here, I was really shocked. Now it turns out that the engineer that did the pool, he has a farm not too far away, and there was an excavator doing some work in the next farm, and he must have called on a favor. So, so the fact that the excavator came from that farm to our wall here, and then dug the hole. I think I think that means anything can happen in the Philippines if you have the right contacts, the right the right money. Things can happen. But that saved so much time. I mean, the hole was dug. Actually, I think they stopped working too soon with the excavator because when the digger did its work for about 2 or 3 hours, um, I think they stopped too soon because for a few days later, the guys carried on digging the hole. So they stopped too soon, in my opinion. it must be private, darling, because
What?
I'm not getting any comments from. Must be private still.
No, it's not. You should do like this now. You cannot. No, no, no. You cannot do message them. You just, talk to them. Not same as before that you can type or message. Type of message. But no, no. We
Hmm.
change everything. You just read their messages.
Um, so the pool was started mid
July.
mid June.
Mm-hmm.
One mid June, and the idea and plan was to finish in 45, yeah, 45 working days. That was the time scale from the engineer. But but to be honest, Alistair, I know it wouldn't take 45 days, which is okay because we're not working to any time frame per se. You and I know things to be done carefully and uh, in the right way. So when they said 45 days, I knew it wouldn't take 45 days. And we wouldn't have believed that in the process of building the pool, I would have I would have to have gone emergency surgery with my appendix ruptured. So the project was delayed for 2 weeks because of my appendix surgery, and as a result, it took um yeah around 2.5 months. Yeah, 2.5 months, and I think I think 2.5 months to build a substantial, hopefully quality build structure is okay. My wife's having a shower in our newly built outside outside shower. So the pump room is there, and that's the outside shower. So yeah, 2.5 months I think is reasonable. Um, if it took 1 month, I'd be seriously concerned. If it took 1 month, because it was too fast and maybe the quality wasn't good. Overall, I would say we are 90% happy with the quality. It's just that the level of detail that we expect in the Western world, unfortunately, is not here in the Philippines. Because if I show you, the grouting is extremely bad. So, because I've done grouting in the UK in the past, in my other homes, I'm okay to do that. But I shouldn't have to do it because when you pay a contractor, an engineer, they should be on site every day, make sure the quality is okay. But here in the Philippines, Alistair, it doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. But one thing for sure, I know is if I built this pool in the UK, it would definitely cost at least 16 to 18,000 pounds. In the Philippines, it costs approximately £4,000. But regardless of where you build the pool, the quality should be the same, diba? Alistair, I know, and that's always been my concern and gripe here in the Philippines is the mentality is do it and fix it later. Um, and that's the same when we built a house, unfortunately. I mean, thank God, as you know, Alistair, I was on site every day, but I dread to think what the build would have been like if I wasn't here. I mean, even now, we don't have any straight walls in the house. The quality is just really bad. Really, really bad. I mean, look at this. I mean, again, I mean, this is the. Look, I got to a point with a pool that let's just do it, get to 90%, and then any issues we can resolve. Um, it wasn't rushed by any means, but towards the end of the 2.5 months, I got quite frustrated. But thankfully, the engineer has been great. He's been really, really good. He's fixed any issues. We had 5 leaks. Alistair, 5 leaks. 5 leaks. And that was all down to one person doing the UPVC piping work, where they either didn't join the piping correctly or they didn't use enough sealant, whatever. But anyway, we had 5 leaks. 5 leaks. Um, I mean, I'm laughing because I'm not surprised. I'm, I'm not surprised there was 5 leaks. Oh dear. But the one thing I have to remind myself quite regular is I'm in the Philippines. It's kind of still classed as a third world country. Um, I can live and accept the things that we wouldn't accept in a Western world, providing you can fix them yourself um, or get someone to do it. So, but as I said, overall, we're extremely happy. We've been in the pool every day since it was finished. I think this is my second or third day in the pool since my operation. Um, we've had two parties. We've had two parties. We've had a kids' party, then an adult party. Yeah, it's been really nice. It's been really, really nice. Anyway, how are you, Alistair? Are you okay? Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. So I think maybe I will sign off for now. I'll maybe do some more live streams. Just gather as much more info on the Philippines. Just gather so much. Yeah, I mean, when I came here to the Philippines, thankfully I already had, I think it was 4 years worth of experience coming here. Um, for a few weeks at a time. I even worked remotely in the Philippines when COVID was around. So I knew the climate, the people, the culture, blah, blah, blah. But of course, when you retire, thinking of retiring, that's a different world altogether. And I did it um, knowing that we had land here in the province, knowing that we could build a home, knowing that our income was sufficient, all those things. Um, so yeah, doing your homework, Alistair, is absolutely paramount. Absolutely paramount. But it's the best decision I've ever made in my life. I turned 59, you know, 2 weeks ago, and I retired at the age of 55. That was the best decision I ever made. My advice is for anyone wanting to have a pleasant, simple, beautiful, stress-free life is to retire to the Philippines as soon as they can, if they are able to. There are some frustrations here in the Philippines. quite a lot, quite a lot, quite a lot of frustrations in the Philippines. But you learn to accept those, and they become a part of life. Um, but sometimes, I do get stressed, about the way things are here. But quite quite quickly, I need to remind myself, Simon, you're not in the UK, you're not in the US, you're not in blah blah blah. You're in the Philippines. This is how things are. So even though it's frustrating, yes, you need to accept, but the benefits outweigh the negatives by far. So amazing people, amazing climate, the country, beautiful people, a nice place to be. Really nice place to be. Thanks, guys. See you all again soon.